All right, good morning. So this is of my final of 3 recounts of my last 3 days on trail. The explanation is on my first recount video from September 8th. So today's video is from September 10th, Tuesday, and this was the day that I got into Helena, into town, via no navigation other than just a compass and my memory of a map. And luckily, some decent trail markings on the CDT as well. Nothing really dangerous happened this day, but it was a full day of hiking. So I woke up from yesterday's camp in the pine forest, very nice, with no water and feeling pretty thirsty. So I was getting ready, to go. I got up early this time, not like 11 the day before. It was a nice morning. Felt like mid 40s, so that was pretty warm for a morning, and nice. So I had a little bit of breakfast and packed things up and started going. I ran into a southbound hiker who was flip-flopping and connecting his footsteps, which is why he's up here so far north at this time of the season. And he gave me some good info, location of water sources, any weird junctions, and he told me that everything is really well marked. So it was great to see him, great to have confirmation that I was on the Continental Divide Trail, and great to know that I was going to be okay for the rest of my day. So that is Let It Be. That is his trail name, so I doubt Let It Be is watching, but if he is, thank you so much. Believe it or not, he is on his 4th Triple Crown. He is finishing up the CDT within the next week or two, and this will be his 4th completion of all 3 of the major trails. So he is a very well accomplished hiker. So it was pretty cool to be talking to him, and he's so humble and personable. So really cool guy. Anyways, more PUDs on this day, more climbing. PUDs are pointless ups and downs, by the way, if you didn't know that. So just riding up and down on hills seemingly for no reason. So a bunch more PUDs, a little bit of road walking on a dirt road. Ran into some hunters who offered me rides, but I didn't take them, of course, because I have to complete my footsteps. And so it was still nice of them to offer. I found my water source, drank a whole bunch of water, loved it, had a little bit of lunch, and then it was time to power through to the road, get to Helena, because I was dead tired, really pissed off at having a dead phone and no navigation, so I was just over it. So at this point I was in a bad mood, but I was still enjoying the trail though. I was like, oh man, pretty pissed off right now, but like this trail, pretty decent, I like it. So I took the trail all the way to the pass, McDonald Pass, which is where the highway goes to Helena, and had some good views along the way of the hillside. I'm actually coming down the mountains to get to the pass, so about 4 or 5 miles before hitting the highway I was able to see it, which was great confirmation to be able to actually see Helena and see the highway and see some CDT markers all telling me that I'm going the right way. Yes. And just being able to see these sprawling views of the beautiful hillsides, and really cool. All the same stuff, those rolling pine forested hills and mountains, and really cool stuff. So not too much eventful, other than I did pretty well with my breaks. I didn't take too many breaks. I think it was because I was so motivated to get out, but my feet were hurting a lot by the time it was time to get out. But at this point I had everything dry except for a wet tent due to condensation, and I was in pretty good shape. So I got out, got to the highway. Oh boy, now it's time to hitch. I don't like hitching because I'm not very good at hitching. And then the biggest luck happens. About 20 minutes into hitching, about 10-15 cars pass me, which is pretty normal. A truck pulls up from Helena, and they're dropping off 2 CDT hikers. It turns out that Helena has a whole system of 5 or 6 or more trail angels who just give people rides just out of the goodness of their hearts, just trying to help out CDT hikers. So this trail angel, Bob Wood, was dropping off 2 Nobos, and they're like, hey, you CDT hiker, you need to go into town? Hop in with him. I said, perfect. So he drops me off exactly at the hotel I wanted to go to, but I didn't know the address of the hotel. I didn't know the name of it because I have nothing. I have no phone. You know, if you think about all the things you need your phone for, it's pretty astounding. Well, luckily, all I could remember is that Jesus said he wanted to stay at this hotel that has a room for $50 a night. So we looked up rooms in Helena, and America's Best Value Inn was $50 a night. So he said, I'll take you there. So I went there. I asked at the front desk if they've seen a check-in from this guy. They said no. I said, crap. Well, I'm not going to be able to track him down, so I'll just get a room here. So I got a room, and it turns out there's a small bubble of hikers there. I think 4 girls, 2 guys. But one of the guys, family size, gave me his phone so that I could contact Jesus through Instagram, because I don't know his phone number by heart. So I contacted him through Instagram, didn't get an answer. So then I ended up talking to the girls, because I found a female's darn tough sock on the trail, and I thought maybe it was a thru hiker. So I brought it back, I laundered it, and I said, hey, is this anybody's? It turns out it was one of the girls, so she was pretty excited to have that back. And while I was in there, I said, hey, did any of you guys talk to Jesus today? And they said, oh yeah, he left town at 11 a.m. with another hiker, Spooky Noodle, who Jesus hiked with before, earlier in the trail. So I believe Jesus has dumped me. I don't think I'm gonna see him again. It's possible I might catch up when he goes into a town that I'm not planning on going into, but I'm pretty sure I'm probably not going to see him. He's trying to finish like a week before me anyway, so this might be the end of the Jesus saga. But regardless, he left at 11 in the morning, and I got into town at like 6 at night. So I stayed the night, stayed in the room, by myself, had the room to myself, watched some college football on TV, reruns, and I went out to Wendy's, just got a disgusting amount of food and ate all of that, and then had a nice shower. Laundry was only $1, and they gave me free soap, and drying was only $1, so I had really cheap laundry done. So I'm in some clean threads now, and feeling good. And that's about it. So sat with the other hikers and got to learn their names and a little bit about their stories. And other than that, I didn't have too much time in town, since I only got to the pass around like 5:30 and into town about 6. So I had just enough time to do a little bit of chores and be done with it. So, let me get some stats for you to see how I hiked this day. So today was a 22.1 mile day, and 4,000 feet of climbing. And it started at 8:30 in the morning and ended at about 5:30 in the evening. So about a 9-hour day for 22 miles. That's right around average for like a pretty slow going fella that's just trying to taking pretty minimal breaks. So that sounds about right. And so it was a pretty decent day, again, just putting those miles in. And I believe I mentioned in a logistics video like 3 days prior that I need to average 21 miles a day to get to the Canadian border at the finish date that I want, in order to be able to have 2 slice pick me up. So these 3 days getting into Helena all average out to 21 miles a day. So perfect. So that's about the end of my recount for my time in getting into Helena for the night. So in tomorrow's video, I'll do a small recount of the first half of the day, and then I'll get you back on trail where I am right now on September 11th, heading back into the forest and up into the hills. With my new phone and a newfound lease on life. But that's the end of the day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.